distributive property. And this is something that you've seen before, so it should be nothing new. And if we look here at this, it's taken from your book. It just says for any numbers A, B, and C, A times the quantity B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. Okay, likewise, if you have B plus C, the quantity times A, that's going to equal B times A plus C times A. And see how that works? If it's subtraction in between them, all you do is subtract the two, like in the second example. And then down here, you just subtract those two. Okay, so an example of that, let's go ahead and look at this. It says 3 times the quantity 2 plus 5. Now, order of operations tells us we should do the 2 plus 5 first, right? And what would we get when we do 2 plus 5? 7. So we'd have 3 times 7, which is 21. Well, we can do this using the distributive property. And if you look at this, all I'm going to do is take 3 times 2 and 3 times 5. So 3 times 2 plus 3 times 5, 6 plus 15, which is 21, which is the same thing. And so that example that we just last looked at is going to be what starts us in our homework today. Okay, it says use the distributive property to rewrite 7 times 49. So this is my problem. 7 times 49. It says then evaluate. So here's a hint up here. It says always break down the largest number. So 49 is the largest number, right? So I'm going to take that as 40 plus 9. Notice how I did that? I took out kind of the largest part and then just left a ones left. Any questions as to where I got the 40 plus 9? Okay. So let's go ahead and evaluate that. 7 times 40, which is right here. Okay, plus 7 times 9, which is right there. So what is, now this is pretty easy, what is 7 times 4? 28. So if I add a 0 here, that's just 280. What's 7 times 9? 63. So all I need to do is add those two together, and I will know what 7 times 49 is. Okay. So if I add those together, I get 3. 14 carry 1. 3. So 343 is your answer. I know some of you are saying, well, I could just do 49 times 7 on my own and get 343. I understand that, but we're looking at the distributive property today. So this is how you need to do it today on these problems. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at another one. 304 times 15. Okay? So what number do you break down? The 304. What will that 304 equal? $300 plus what? Plus 4. Okay. Do you see where that comes from? 300 plus 4. And I'm going to take that times 15. So using the distributive property, what that means is 300 times 15, right? So 300 times 15 plus 4 times 15. Good. So now we need to evaluate those individually. Okay. So 300 times 15. So I need to think, what is 3 times 15? And then I can just add 2 zeros. So what is 3 times 15? 45, yep. And so then I'm going to add 2 zeros. So it'll be 4,500. Now we need to take 4 times 15. So if you need to, here's 15 times 4. 5 times 4 is? Carry 2. 6. Good. So 60. So what is your answer going to be? 4,560, nice job. Now this is a problem that's kind of like an essay question in another class. I actually look at your work. I don't just necessarily look at that final answer. Okay, I have to look at all the steps before that as well. Questions on that? That's the first part of your homework. Let's go and look at the next part of your homework. Rewrite each expression, then simplify. So once again, you've done this before. This should be nothing new. First thing I'm going to do is distribute the 7. And I'm going to distribute it to each of those. So I've really got 7 times 3w minus 7 times 5. What is 7 times 3w? 21w. Yep. And what is 7 times 5? 35. There you go. That's it. That's your answer. You can't do any more than that. Let's look at the next one. Here, I've got 6b squared times 4. Okay? Plus b times 4 minus 3 times 4. Okay? What will my final answer be? What's my final answer going to be here? Haley, what'd you get on your first one right here? Yep, keep going. You're on a roll. Plus what? Okay? Perfect. That's exactly right. 24b squared plus 4b minus 12. Nice job. So all you're doing is having to multiply. Okay, this next one. What's different here? Negative, yeah. And a minus. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2 times the negative 3. So 2 times the negative 3 minus 5q times negative 3. So what is 2 times negative 3? Negative 6. Minus, what's 5q times negative 3? Negative 15q. What do you know about those two negative signs? Those two negatives actually cancel and make a positive, so your answer is actually negative 6 plus 15q. Alrighty. This very last one, okay? Let's try to do that instead of writing out. Let's try to do that without writing everything out. So first of all, I take negative 4 times what? Negative 8. What is negative 4 times negative 8? 32. Good. So now let's look here. I have negative 4 times negative 3. What is negative 4 times negative 3m? 12m. Now the reason why it's a positive is because I have a negative here and a negative here. So if you can do it without writing that step down, great. If you have to write that first step down, that's fine as well. Okay, it's whatever works for you. Okay, it says simplify each expression. If not possible, write simplified. So simplified means we're looking to add like terms. So things that are the same. So I have 6n minus 4n. What will that equal? 2n. Good. That is because the n's are like terms. b squared plus 13b plus 13. What does that equal?
26b plus b squared.
Okay, let's think. Is there another b squared somewhere in the problem? No. So that's as simple as it gets. Is there another b somewhere in the problem? No, because what we're doing is we're looking for just b. It can't be b squared. It has to just be a b. Okay, it could be, yeah, and so kind of like up here was it 2 n's, 6n and 4n. So there's not another b. Is there another number, just a number with nothing with it? No, and so really this one is already simplified. The only way you could have added anything together is if this would have been like a b squared. Okay, that's a way. Or if this here would have just been a b. Let's look at another one of those. If it was 13b squared? Yeah. So then you would have had 1b squared plus 13b squared. So how many b squareds would you have then? 1 plus 13? 14, yeah. You just go ahead and add them. So let's go ahead and look at this one. 4y cubed plus 2y minus 8y plus 5. We're looking for like terms. So we're going to start with the y cubed. Okay. Is there another y cubed somewhere in the problem? No, so I'd leave that alone. Okay? Next term, there is a 2y. There is a y. Is there another y in the problem? Yeah, there is a negative 8y. So these two are like terms. So I've got a positive 2 and a negative 8. What is a positive 2 plus a negative 8 equal? Negative 6. So I now have a negative 6y. Is there another number in the problem? So my answer is just plus 5. Okay, let's look at the last one. 7a plus 4 minus 6a squared minus 2a. So I start with the 7a. Is there another term with an a in it? Just an a? Yes. So 7a and negative 2a are like terms. What does that give me? 5a, good. Is there another, just a number, so to go with the 4? No, so I put my plus 4. Is there another term to go with the a squared? No, so I just put minus 6a squared. And that is your answer. Now eventually what I'm going to want you to do is put this in descending order, where you would start with your highest power, like this. But for right now, you don't have to worry about that. That's just somewhere that we're going to be moving to. So questions? We've looked at the distributive property. Yeah?
What is 7a minus? Would you subtract 7a minus negative?
No, it's whatever sign is in front of the 2. Okay, that 2 always indicates what sign goes with it. If you didn't catch what Carly was asking, she was saying if this would have been a minus right here, would that mean that you would take 7a minus negative 2a? And the answer is no. You look at the sign preceding the term you're going to add. So see, notice here this was a minus 2a. Right here is the sign that you look at. Good question. All right, so your assignment then. Pages 29 through 30, I need you to do 14 through 36, the evens, and 42 through 54, the evens.